We first revealed the all-electric Explorer back in March. We've asked our reservers if they had any questions they wanted to ask the experts. That's you. We've received hundreds of responses across a range of topics. So I'm going to go straight in with the first question. Ford's delayed the Explorer launch. Does that mean we're getting a better car with improved battery performance?
Definitely so. So we deliberately decided to wait for this most recent battery technology.
Another question we were asked, hello, what are the dimensions of this great vehicle?
So the vehicle is 4.46 meters long, and I would love to call it 4.46 meters short, actually.
The size that the Explorer has is perfectly chosen for Europe. So in every parking lot, it's an easy fit.
Can you please tell me the inner dimensions and the volume of the trunk?
The volume is actually impressive 450 liters. That's behind the second row. If you fold down the second row, you get more than 1,400 liters behind the first row.
Why is there no frunk?
Because we wanted to prioritize the space that is available to the driver and the passenger at their fingertips.
You have a huge capacity in the trunk, but there's also lots of spaces that you can find in the interior, like the mega console. There's always something that you have with you in the car. It's safe and stored there.
People did ask about specific items and whether they would fit. So do we have room for a dog cage?
Yes, we do.
It's vast, so to some extent, yes. Now, if it depends on the size of the dog, I presume.
Can you fit a golf bag with clubs in the boot?
Well, that's usually a prerequisite. It's always a big demand. Yes, the golf bag goes in.
How big is the luggage space? Will it manage the stroller test?
It's a car for the family. It has some practical aspect that needs to be there, and this is fundamental. Yeah.
Can the panoramic roof also be opened? And if not, is there an option for a sunroof?
So there is no sunroof. There is just a fixed panoramic roof. Yes.
Questions on colours. What are the colours that are available?
We have 6 good and very signature colors. The magnetic, very accepted. We have a white. It's also really modern, sleek. Then we have the lucid red, our really classic red. And then we have the Arctic blue, which is unique for this Explorer.
Reservers are really keen to learn about Blue My Mind, which is an amazing name for a colour. Who came up with that?
The color material design department. We're doing the whole researches together. We are looking on the architecture of the car, and we are also deciding on the shape and also the story of the car. Blue is a very confident color. You feel very safe, and it's blew your mind.
Hello, I would be interested in the off-road properties, so ground clearance, embankment, ramp angles.
Yeah, so the ground clearance of the vehicle is 195 millimeters. It's combined with a front ramp angle of 17.5 degrees, and in the rear it's close to 25 degrees, which is really capable. I would, though, because it's an EV, not recommend to use it for rock climbing. That would be a bit too tough.
Mostly what is visible on the exterior design is like the protective element around the vehicle. So you have the rocker panels, the wheel arch lip, the front skid plate, for example, which is a U-shape, and you have also the U-shape on the back of the vehicle, which is like silver from the color, but it's tint in the mass of the material. So we make sure that all the bottom area of the vehicle is done in a way that is protective and that the customer will not scratch the paint. Yeah.
Will there be 17 and 18-inch wheel options?
No. Now, these vehicles look great with the large wheels and tires that we have, and we're very proud that we have from the lead-in offering 19-inch wheels already.
What depth of water can you drive through?
The vehicle has been tested through various levels of water weighting, but I'm not recommending to go swimming with it.
Heat pumps raised a few questions. What is it, and what are the benefits?
It doesn't only provide heat to the interior occupants, but it also controls the temperature of your battery system in a way that will maximize the range.
So just in terms of how a heat pump works, is it true to say that it's providing free energy?
It's, I would call it, it's optimizing energy, right? So it invests some energy into heating the battery system, and it pays back by enabling the battery to unleash even more capacity that way.
Do you get steering wheel heating and seat heating, and also is there seat cooling?
Yes and no. So we do have steering wheel heating, seat heating, all those options are available, but seat cooling we don't have. The seats are also coming with massage capability. I do use them a lot. My son in particular is very keen on them, and he doesn't drive without switching them on.
We've had lots of questions on heating and preconditioning, especially from reservers in Norway and Finland.
Yeah, so I've done that the whole last week, so we had snow here as well, and it was pretty cold. So you actually can use Ford Pass on a push of a button, which is very comfy. And you can jump in the car, it's pretty nice and warm. It's good to go.
We've already shared some details, but reservers had some specific questions. What's included in the driver assistance package?
I just mentioned a couple. We have lane centering that keeps you always in the middle of the lane. We have exit warning. It detects an approaching vehicle like a cyclist, and it provides a warning both to the occupants, but also a visual signal in the mirror to the cyclist or approaching vehicle.
What kind of parking assistance is available?
Cool feature that I really like, you really have like stereo sound. When you're too close to the right side, you hear it on the right hand side that you're basically too close, but if you're on the left hand side, it does the trick. It helps you directly without thinking about it. It helps you drive better and park easy.
Can you get the 360-degree view?
Yeah, it does. So you have like two things in the monitor in the center, so you can see the backward or frontward camera, but you also have the 360-degree view from top of the vehicle.
What is the infotainment system?
Okay, that's a very broad question, right? So it is very big. Portrait screen. The operating system that we run on it, we call it Sync Move because of the movable screen that we have. It basically resembles a smartphone. So whether you have an Android phone or an Apple phone, you have like a top bar where it gives you quick access to the things you need, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto if you want to have.
Are there still normal physical controls for things like the climate control, the radio, cruise control, or does it only happen via the central touchscreen?
For example, volume or the hazard lights. That's something that is physical where you have to touch it and there's a haptic feedback to it.
Is the car compatible with overnight charging tariffs like those from Octopus or Tibber?
We as Ford, we are working on creating this relationship with, for example, Octopus and Tibber to use best tariff rates to charge a vehicle.
Okay, so maybe you can help us here by answering some quick-fire questions. Can you have a tow bar?
Oh yeah, you can.
Yes.
Do you know what the braked towing capacity is?
The all-wheel drive will come with 1,200 kilograms of capacity for the towing capability, and the rear-wheel drive with 1,000 kilograms.
Will Explorer also exist as an all-wheel drive version?
Yes, it will be. It comes then with two motors, one on the rear axle and one in the front, and then you will have 545 Newton meters at your fingertips. Acceleration, by the way, Richard, is going to be sub 6 seconds from 0 to 100, so really cool.
Will it have a heads-up display?
Yes, there will be a head-up display.
I understand there's puddle lights on the vehicle as well, which are quite unique.
Yes, the puddle lights are really, I'm so impressed. It keeps people's emotions busy and it's nice, you can catch it.
Do the mirrors retract automatically?
Yes, they are.
What's the turning circle?
The turning circle is impressively small. It's 10.3 meters on the rear-wheel drive unit.
A couple of specific questions then. Do you know if it's possible to mount a roof tent onto the car?
Oh yeah, it's possible.
In particular, we had one question where people were asking how the seats in Explorer differ from those in a Mustang Mach-E. Can you tell us more about that?
We have a complete new seat. It's with integrated headrest. It's a 3D sculptured seat. It really supports you and you have a really comfortable feeling in the seats. We have two options. We have a partial man-made leather combination where the outside bolsters are in that artificial man-made leather and the insert is in the fabric version where we have a placed design and it looks like a 3D knit. And then optional, the premium seat, you have the man-made leather, where you have the 3D sculptured design, where you can see also the stitched, and it's really suitable and tailored exactly to the integrated head seat shape.
For people who are more than 195 centimeters tall, would it pass the sit test?
I am myself 1.90 m. I fit very well in the car.